world was young, the mountains green, no stain yet on the moon was seen.
Then with a crash came a great ringing shout. Ra, boom, ra.
3 rings for the elven kings under the sky, 7 for the dwarf lords in their halls of stone, 9 for mortal men doomed to die, 1 for the dark lord on his dark throne in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie. 1 ring to rule them all, 1 ring to find them, 1 ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie.
It's talking about Tolkien, Nate.
It's talking about Tolkien, Ben. I didn't see the numbers count down that said that we were recording, so
they counted down.
I was waiting for them.
Were you looking at the screen?
I was.
I don't think you were.
No, it's here. I'm looking directly at you.
Well, we are recording.
Yeah,
it is talking about Tolkien. It is chapter 4 of book 6 of Return of the King, The Field of Cormallen.
Sounds like some kind of food. I don't know.
It sounds like meloncore.
Okay.
It sounds like
I think of like cocoa melon, but you know.
I don't think I know what that is.
That's good. You don't have to find out.
Okay.
It's like drugs. It's like crack for the developing mind.
I don't. Well, now I kind of want it. What?
No, it's they designed it to be like as addicting to like they constantly change up like the angles and
I'm so like this.
They're really bright, highly saturated like songs for kids.
Oh,
and it's like CGI. It looks like shit, but like they change up the camera angles, so you're always like. I think they brought in people specifically like, all right, as soon as someone's gonna like lose their attention, quickly change it up. It fucking sucks. I hate it.
Wow. No, it sounds like you're describing something built by and for aliens. I don't understand this at all.
That's good.
What I do understand is Gwaihir the Wind Lord.
Yeah.
So I went in a different direction with my developing mind.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah. So last chapter was Mount Doom. Frodo definitely destroyed the ring. His finger being cut off is completely incidental. Nothing weird happened.
That's how that works.
Threw it right in there. I walked up to it. I dunked it. I got to admit, okay, guys, I showboated a little. I did like a quick layup. Threw it in Mount Doom and then rode the lava fall down to the bottom.
Damn right. That's how that happens, and no one can take that away from me.
But we're going to find out. We're going to find out what happened with Aragorn and those guys while Frodo was doing that thing, not unlike that thing Bilbo did in that cave.
Yeah. Gollum just gave it to him, okay?
Yeah. He was so impressed with my riddle that he just gave it to me.
Yeah. That's why we're best friends.
So when last we left our heroes, it was Pippin's perspective. And he was firmly under the corpse of a troll or it was a troll. And
the eagles are coming, and then he collapsed, and that's the end of him.
I do enjoy this because in the movie, it is Pippin who cries, "The eagles are coming." But in the book, in the book, he is just firmly under a troll. And it is Gandalf that calls the eagles are coming. And I know that probably wasn't intentional. Like they don't know that we've been making fun of Pippin and Gandalf this whole time, but you really can't avoid it.
What? Did he not know?
In the movie, I feel like Gandalf is a little nicer to Pippin, and movie-only watchers might be surprised to hear that, because he's not that nice to Pippin in the movie. But I think he genuinely hates Pippin in the book.
Yeah.
I think they have an uneasy truce here. Like Pippin was placed on this earth to test Gandalf's patience.
And when he gets back to Varda, he's gonna have some words with some people. You fucking serious? I saw what you did there.
Anyway, you could talk to Iluvatar, right? I got a question about I got a question about one of his children.
Was me being sent here and working tirelessly for this last age not enough? You had to add one extra thing.
Yeah. So Gandalf cries that the eagles are coming, and there came Gwaihir, the Wind Lord, and Landroval, his brother, greatest of all the eagles of the north, mightiest,
brother was there.
mightiest of the descendants of old Thorondor, who built his eyries in the inaccessible peaks of the encircling mountains when Middle-earth was young. That's a deep cut for a book nobody had read at the time this came out. He is referencing the eagle who kept watch over Gondolin.
Well, I don't think he did a very good job. I'd like to speak to his manager.
More people got out of Gondolin than you would think.
I think more than one actually is more than I think. So
they managed to evacuate a lot of people out of Gondolin. And it wasn't the Eagle's fault. The Eagle killed every Orc scout. They never found Gondolin because the Eagle wasn't doing his job. They found Gondolin because some guy couldn't keep his mouth shut.
I think he was promised like a hot elf.
He was. It's a worm tongue situation. Very much a worm tongue situation. Also, to add insult to injury, the elf he loved was going for a human.
Got him.
And so, you know how elves are like so much better than us at everything? Well, to lose your girl to one of us.
Yeah.
Doing.
And then guess what? You have to have that memory forever.
Yep.
Yeah, you can recall that memory at any time.
Yep. So straight down.
Age of man, bitch.
Straight down on the Nazgul, the eagles come. And the Nazgul, almost as soon as the eagles show up, the Nazgul turn and flee real fast. Really fast.
Who would have known that they were afraid of eagles? That was their weakness the whole time.
While they're fighting these orcs and these trolls, the whole host of Mordor is yelling and screaming and laughing as they destroy these men. But then all of a sudden, they get a little shaky. The laughing kind of dies in their throat, and their limbs were loosed. The power that drove them on and filled them with hate and fury was wavering. Its will was removed from them. And now, looking into the eyes of their enemies, they saw a deadly light and were afraid.
Oh, shit. I'm getting out.
Then all the captains of the West cried aloud, "Get him!"
Shit! Run! Run!
They're having second thoughts. Get them. No, actually, Gandalf,
our God has abandoned us.
Gandalf lifted up his arms and called once more in a clear voice, "Stand, men of the West, stand and wait." Because they were about to just ride down and mow these people down. But now I don't think Gandalf would care so much if it were just orcs or trolls. But there are human beings, not monsters, in this host. And the Rohirrim and the Dunedain and the Knights of Gondor are about to ride down this hill and just massacre hundreds of people. Thousands of people, maybe.
I mean, the orcs are just there. They're just waiting to get slaughtered.
So Gandalf, he kind of wants to stay the bloodshed for just a minute. And even as he spoke, the earth rocked beneath their feet.
So it's back to the killing then.
No, there's an earthquake. You don't want to be the safest place to be in an earthquake is not a battlefield. All of a sudden, the earth starts shaking, and then they look over to the east. Everyone collectively looks over to the east, and that mountain explodes. Mount Doom rains smoke and fire into the sky. The gates of Mordor start shaking. The towers that were built on the ramparts shake and fall apart. The Black Gate was hurled in ruin, and there came a long, echoing roll of ruinous noise. And Gandalf screamed with his magically, presumably enhanced voice, and said, "The realm of Sauron is ended. The ring bearer has fulfilled his quest." And then, even as they gazed south to the lands of Mordor, lightning filled the sky. Fire, a great wind. It was all blown away, and a hush fell. And Tolkien compares... I'll actually read. I'm reading a lot, but...
I mean, that's what you do.
Yeah.
You know, that's we're used to it on talking about Tolkien.
I'm going to read this one because this is important, because it goes to what was Sauron doing magically to control the orcs. And it's one of the few passages where we get any insight into that. So, these are Tolkien's exact words. "As when death smites the swollen, brooding thing that inhabits their crawling hill and holds them all in sway, ants will wander witless and purposeless and then feebly die. So the creatures of Sauron, orc or troll or beast spell enslaved, ran hither and thither mindless, and some slew themselves or cast themselves in pits or fled wailing
Metal
back
as fuck
to hide in holes and dark, lightless places far from hope." So there's a clear distinction in Sauron's hosts here. So all of the creatures that were magical in nature, I guess, for lack of a better word, the orcs, the trolls, the things that aren't people. I guess there's some beasts that he has mesmerized. Like we've talked about the crows. They have wolves, things like that. All of these things, as soon as Sauron pulls his attention away, and then especially once the ring is destroyed, the spell is broken entirely. The army just fractures. Everything that wasn't human breaks and runs. Some things are just literally throwing themselves on their swords. They have no idea what to do. He compares it to a colony of ants without the queen. They no longer have any purpose. They cannot function without that central authority. "But the men of Rhûn and Harad, Easterling and Southron, saw the ruin of their war and the great majesty and glory of the captains of the West, and those that were deepest and longest in evil servitude, hating the West, and yet were proud men and bold in their turn, gathered themselves for a last stand of desperate battle."
Damn.
But the most...
I wouldn't have, but...
Yeah. Well, there's a
Good
second
for
group.
you.
There's a second group that flees eastward. And then there's
Yeah.
a third group that throws down their weapons and says, "You got me."
Yep.
Good game.
Yep.
Good game.
Good game. Exactly.
So, Gandalf.
I think I heard my mom calling. I gotta go back to get dinner. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. So then I think this is equally important because it talks about how the humans in Sauron's army are not just pure evil. There is a distinction between the orcs and the humans. The humans are described as being bold and to some extent brave. There's some rallying for a last stand. They're
pretty awesome.
And the ones that rally for the last stand are the ones that have been in service to this the longest. They're the ones that genuinely have bought into all of Sauron's propaganda. They hate the West. They would rather die than fall to these captains of the West. And who knows what they've been told about them. But then, of course, there's a lot of people who are just like, not dying today. I'm out. And they run. And others that surrender. And Gandalf leaves all of that to Aragorn. This is a matter for men to settle amongst themselves. This is the first part of Gandalf sort of letting go of the reins and letting...
Yeah, I mean, my job just ended.
Yep.
I'm off the clock. Literally, I just finished my job and I'm punching out.
Yep. And so we'll find out that Aragorn accepts the surrenders. He does not kill them to the last man. But Gandalf turns to Gwaihir and says, I need one more favor. We're going to do the thing everybody said we always should have done. We're going to fly into Mordor.
Oh my God. He's doing the thing.
Even without Sauron.
Let's make a YouTube video. Why couldn't they just fly into Mordor to begin with?
Well, even without Sauron, they're dodging lightning bolts and falling rocks from the volcano explosion. And, Lord knows what the temperature does to the flight. Like there's probably like giant, like hot air rising. But Gandalf's going to go in there and he's going to try to see if there's anything left of Frodo and Sam to pull out.
Well, I mean, at the very least, if he dies, maybe you can get like his clothes. You can put it with the other clothes you already have, and you can put those in like a display case.
I was going to say, like, I almost said Gandalf's like, I know in my heart he's in One Piece, but he's not, is he?
Relatively speaking.
Like 99%.
Did he need that? Yeah, was that even like, that was one of his least important fingers. And this is a time before we even consider mental health, so like, it doesn't matter,
The only thing that would have made
throw
it
some
better
dirt in it.
is if Frodo was like, the only thing, Sam, the only thing I can look forward to is the madness of the ring descends upon me is returning to my career as a concert violinist back in Bag End. Frodo says the line that he says in the movie. It cuts back to them sitting on their rock. Well, they're not quite sitting on their rock yet. He says, but that I'm glad that you are here with me, Sam, here at the end of all things. And Sam has a funny line, I think. He's like, yeah. I'm also glad to be with you here, but I was thinking, what if we just try to run? What if... I know you've been through a lot.
Hear me out.
And I know you've been through a lot, and I know this looks pretty hopeless, but like, I don't want to stand at ground zero and wait to die. I'd like to try to make a run for it. What do you say, Master Frodo? And Frodo's like, oh, Sam, why not? Let's go for a jog here at the end of all things. And they start running. They run down the road. And as they're running down the road, a hole opens up in the side of the mountain and lava just pours out all over the road.
Well, we gave it the old college try, Sam.
Frodo's like, that one's not on me, Sam. Sam sighs and he holds his master's hand and caresses it, and I'm not making that up. What a tale we have been in, Mr. Frodo. Do you think they'll say now comes the story of Nine-Fingered Frodo and the Ring of Doom? And Frodo says, no, because no one's going to know that happened, because we're going to be buried in lava. Maybe
Don't call me 10-fingered Frodo, and they'll just have to fill in the gaps, Sam.
Maybe 6 ages from now, when like an archaeologist finds this, maybe, but he's not going to know what that was about. But he also compares it to, it's a saga that everyone will sit and listen to in rapt silence, just like in Rivendell when they told us of Baron One Hand and the Great Jewel, which is the story of Baron and Luthien taking the Silmaril from Morgoth's crown. Baron lost a whole hand, but Frodo didn't try to punch a werewolf in the mouth, so...
And that's what Sam says. That you only lost one finger, but you didn't try to punch a werewolf in the mouth, so...
Especially not when your girlfriend could like magic things to sleep.
Yeah, that was kind of an oversight on his part. Bit of a whoopsie.
So
but that's man shit, Ben. That when you live in this age of the world, you got to do the man shit.
So Frodo and Sam are standing on the side of Mount Doom, and finally the poisonous vapors and the heat causes them to collapse. But fortunately, right as they were collapsing, Gandalf catches the movement of their collapsing. Or Gandalf doesn't, Gwahir does, because he has like ultra eagle eyes. He's an eagle with eyes the size of like a giant squid's eyes. So he sees them falling, and he's like, got him. They're born up out of darkness and fire. And then Sam wakes up in a bed.
He's like, man, I had the craziest dream.
And they do a full callback to the Rivendell scene where Frodo says something like, where am I? And Gandalf's like, Rivendell, it's the whatever of October. You're blah, 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 the house of Master Elrond. He says, you are in the land of Ithilien and in the keeping of the king, and he awaits you. And Gandalf,
King Sauron. Love that guy. Huge fan.
Yep.
Did we talk about the fact that his fortress also collapsed?
Yeah.
When the ring was destroyed, his fortress imploded.
Yeah, there is. Tolkien covers that a little bit in his letters. The fortress of Barad-dûr was in some part created by Sauron's magic. And when Sauron dies utterly this last time, all of the spells he has cast in the world are broken. All of the rings lose their power. And the magic that helped hold his tower up and presumably let him build taller than a pre-cement iron rebar society could build, he loses that and it all collapses. But Sam, no.
So was he alive just long enough to feel a tower crushing him to death?
That's an interesting question. I don't think he probably felt the tower crushing himself to death, because he is a being of spirit more than he is a being of flesh. The Ainur wear bodies like we wear clothes. So when that significant chunk of his spirit died, his body probably just was a shell. That's my headcanon at any rate.
Yeah, that's what I would be asking. I'd be asking the tough questions of Gandalf. I'd be like, did he suffer? I just want to know, like, did he suffer a little bit before he went?
Well,
I really need to know.
Sam's first question is, Gandalf, I thought you were dead.
Yeah.
I thought I was dead. So is everything just coming up good? Is everything bad that happened not real? Are we just undoing?
No, you're in heaven, Sam.
And Frodo's like, nope, still 9 fingers. He's like, Master Frodo, you're alive.
9 fingers? Hold on. We got to get that finger back on by an accident of editing.
I wonder, it's his finger is in so many shots after it is cut off. I wonder if Peter Jackson didn't like think maybe it regrew. Maybe the elves just gave him a new finger. I don't know.
Hobbits can do that, right? They're like Namekians. They just,
Well, it's like, you know how the axolotl can regenerate so well, partly because it's like always in its nymph stage. What if that's like
Is
with
that
hobbits?
why?
Yeah. So what if it's like with hobbits? Like they're always in like a nymph stage. So they got those like those baby stem cells, going all the time.
Well, then we're going to have to arrest them for stem cell research. That's not allowed. George
What if they
W.
promise to
Bush.
never understand it?
Deal.
They tell Sam it is noon. You've really slept in. We're doing you a favor here. And he's like, noon.
Okay, yeah, I was really tired. I don't know about what you guys have been doing, but I was just in or around a volcano.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did either one, Mr. Ninefinger, Mr. Gandalf, did either one of you carry a being approximately your own size up a mountain half starved? Did any one of you do that?
Yeah, I don't even know if I'd go ahead and say half starved. I had
fully
not
starved
food. Fully starved.
So Gandalf tells him that it is the 8th. I was going to say 18th. It was the 8th day of April in the Shire Reckoning. You have a week to get your taxes filed, Frodo. But
I just threw away my most expensive thing, and I lost my other most expensive thing to some orcs. So I'm taking a loss this year. I'm marking that down.
About that, here's your shiny shirt.
Well, shit. Thanks a lot, Gandalf.
It's okay. You know the king. Because now in Gondor, the new year will always be today. Well, I guess it's the 25th of March in Gondor. I don't know why Tolkien loved his calendar differences so much. That is a weird one.
It's so that many decades later, the most anal and crazy of DMs can also have their own custom calendars and just be real weird about it.
Yeah. So, okay. Anyway, the new year is always going to start on the day you guys killed Sauron, which is what you did, by the way.
Fuck yeah.
And Sam is like, what king, though? As far as I know, there is no king. Not to be confused with the hobbits who don't even know about the king in these parts. As we all know, that was the last king of Fornost, but he's been gone for a while now. So I don't know what king you could be talking about.
And then Gandalf was like, please do not be more Pippin, okay? I need a hobbit who pays attention at least, I'm going to say 60% of the time. Can I at least get that from you, Sam?
So Sam asks, well, if we're going to meet a king, what are we supposed to wear? Because we kind of threw everything we had away in that last desperate attempt to climb the mountain. And Gandalf tells him that he wants them to wear their orc rags or whatever clothing they have. Everything they have that they were wearing is going to be preserved. Everything they have is going straight into a museum. Humans are going to worship these as holy artifacts for the rest of time. That orc mail you guys wore, the cloaks, the shorts, everything you got. And they're going to want to see you in that. We're doing a new thing in the Fourth Age called politics. And the new king would really
it's not going to make anything better, but you just have to roll with it.
The new king would really like people to see you as like the warriors that he employed to save them. And you should probably wear a sword. And Frodo's like, well, you could take Sting. I don't need a sword. I don't ever want to hold a sword again. And
well, guess what? Too bad.
Gandalf does say you should wear one today, at the very least, because it is a symbol of authority, and you are to be well honored. And the new king, again, we're doing politics now. His power is still solidifying. We don't want anyone. Just wear the damn sword, Frodo. And Frodo's like, fine, I'll do it. But I don't like it. I'm going to have a word with this king.
Whoever he may be.
And of course, they go on a long walk to where there are 3 thrones sitting, one raised slightly higher than the other 2, and they are displaying the flags of Rohan, Dol Amroth.
Yeah,
and
he was there, okay? We maybe adapted him out of existence in the movies or killed his role, I guess.
Imrahil's actually very important in the books, but he's not in the movies. So they've got Eomer's flag, Imrahil's flag, and then a strange flag on a black field with stars and a white tree. And sitting under that flag is none other than Strider.
Oh my god! Of the House Strider?
Well, we're going to say it in French from now on, but yeah, basically. I am Aragorn, son of Arathorn of House Strider. I am Elisar, the Elfstone. And then, to Sam's surprise and confusion, Aragorn steps down from his throne and bows down before them. He takes them by hand and led them up to the throne, and he seats them upon his own throne. And his voice rings out, praise them with great praise. The guy who thinks of praises is off today. He was injured in the battle.
Same thing. It's like, well, there maybe it could have been a little more poetic, but yeah, I guess it's your first time doing the whole king bit. So
I'm guessing. I want to say I feel like this is similar to a Bible quote. I was trying to look it up. The closest I can find is Psalm 150. Praise him according to his excellent greatness. But
okay.
I don't know.
That's a lot better. He probably should have just gone with that if that's what he was going for.
Yeah, praise them with great praise. I think that is a Tolkienism.
Praise them with great praise. Whoa. We did it.
I said great praise. So praise them with great praise. And he says it more than once. This is written many times. Long live the halflings. Praise them with great praise. This is a song somebody made. Praise them, the ring bearers. Praise them with great praise. I don't know. He's got to be getting that particular phrase from something. I feel like I have heard it elsewhere, but I do not know where. I thought it was the Bible. Maybe it's not the Bible. Maybe it's something else. But regardless, they're being praised greatly. They're being praised with praise, which is how you traditionally would like to be praised. Though I also accept Patreon subscriptions. But then some guy is like, and yes, I'm the bard of whatever, and listen now, for I will sing to you of Frodo the Nine-Fingered and the Ring of Doom. And Sam laughed out loud. He's like,
did it.
I knew they were going to call it that. By the way, how did that guy know he had 9 fingers? Have you just been telling everybody my medical history? Like, Aragorn, you're a king, but you're also a doctor, and that's a HIPAA violation.
HIPAA doesn't exist yet, Frodo, and I'm a king. I can do what I want. So it begins.
So they are summoned afterwards to their feast, and they are, of course, seated at the king's table with Gandalf and King Eomer of Rohan and the Prince Imrahil and all the chief captains. Also, Gimli and Legolas were there.
Yeah, I was going to say, that made me laugh when I read that.
Everyone got a title except them. Legolas is technically already a prince, and Gimli...
They were there too.
Gimli's some kind of nobility. I don't know what his rank is exactly, but probably higher now. And as they're sitting there, some little boys, which is weird, they think, like, why are these tiny boys running around this army of mighty men? But then they realize
Gandalf is yelling at one of them.
Gandalf is
failure to fuck up.
Gandalf was really going in on this one kid. And then they realize that the one is dressed in the attire of Rohan. The other is dressed in the attire of Gondor. And they are none other than Meriadoc, Brandybuck, and Peregrine Took, knights of the city and of the mark. And Sam is like, wait. Shut up. I'm gonna want to hear about all of that. I'm gonna want to hear how you became knights and everything. But you know what I'm really gonna want to hear? Mary, at age like 50, how have you grown half a foot? And this is when they tell them about the Ent Trot.
Yeah, while you were busy drinking gross shit from a cistern in Mordor and like dying of thirst, we were getting jacked off of Ent juice.
Yeah, we were juicing. We were juicing in Fangorn with the bros.
If you ever open up a gym, there you go, Ben.
Oh, but there it is. You're 3 inches taller. You're 3 inches taller than you ought to be, or I'm a dwarf. That you are certainly not, said Gimli.
Hey, don't be racist. Then that ship may fly in Mordor, but you're not there anymore.
Picked up some bad habits around those orcs. They start trading stories, and they're like, wow, it's going to take weeks to get all this sized up. And somebody makes a joke about how they're going to have to lock Frodo in a tower to write it all down for Mr. Bilbo. And Gandalf does eventually tell them, he's like, well, guys.
And Sam was like, don't you even fucking joke about that. You have no idea the last time he was locked in a tower.
As we know, hobbits are surprisingly resistant to PTSD. This is a canonical thing that has come on. Though Frodo does eventually succumb. And Legolas, so Gimli's joking with them a little bit, and he tells Pippin that Sam and Frodo need to take their rest, but so do you, because I still remember dragging that troll corpse off you. And took the better part of an afternoon. It stank, Pippin, and you were blue.
He was also thinking about all that running he had to do to track them down, and he was like, that shit was not gonna be in vain.
That's 2, Pippin. That's 2.
I ran for like 4 days straight.
I do like to imagine he pulled the troll off Pippin. Pippin was blue. He'd been dead for like 2 or 3 minutes. But the hands of the king are the hands of a healer, so slapped that life back into him. And Gimli goes,
no one told Gandalf that he was dead. No one wanted to admit.
They knew he'd stop them.
All right, I'm back with the Eagles. I got Frodo and Sam. What I missed? Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Well, Gimli says he is going to go to bed, and Legolas Legolas really is like a preening weirdo. I forget.
Yeah,
All of his dialogue is so. And I, said Legolas, shall walk in the woods of this fair land which is rest enough. And days to come, if my elven lord allows, some of our folk shall remove hither, and when we come it shall be blessed for a while. For a while, a month, a life, 100 years of men. But Anduin is near, and Anduin leads down to the sea. To the sea. And then Legolas starts singing a song about the sea. And literally, without anyone else talking, Legolas sings a song about the sea. And so singing, Legolas went away down the hill. He just starts singing in the middle of a conversation and then walks away still singing. Then the others also departed. I don't know. There are times where like I feel like I really get what Tolkien's about, and then there are times where it's like, how did you picture that scene?
We need a book accurate film adaptation. Legolas starts singing in the middle of his scene. No one responds to him. He just sings and walks away. And then they all just kind of move on. Like, don't even mention it.
But yes. So in the meanwhile, they talked, they visited a few places, but eventually the host had to make ready for the return to Minas Tirith. After everybody was healed, taken care of, they set out again, and they went abroad, or they went aboard ship with their men, and they sailed for Caer Andros, down Anduin to Osgiliath. And there they once again saw the White City. And in the fields they set up their pavilions and awaited the morning, for it was the eve of May, and the king would enter his gates with the rising of the sun. And that's that chapter.
Yeah. We did it.
We did it. I do think, to compare to the movie, as I so often do, they kind of roll this and the return to Gondor all into one scene. Frodo wakes up, I believe, in Gondor. And that's where they have the scene I don't like, which is in slow motion. I don't like slow motion. I especially don't like slow motion with people speaking. I hate that. So I hate that scene where they're all jumping up and down in the bed and they're all laughing. A little too cheesy for me. It's just a little too cheesy for me. I know a lot of people love it. I know it's very heartfelt, and I know he wanted to linger on that moment. It's a reward for the hard journey everybody's been through. Don't like that much in the movie. But also, I got to say, the scene in the book is a little understated as well. At least in the movie, they make it a big deal. In the book, it's kind of a big deal. Aragorn kneeling down to them. And
praise them with great praise.
That is handled much better in the movie. When Aragorn walks up to them and they bow to him and he says, "No, my friends, you bow to no one," and he bows, like that one still gets me to this day. That's much better in the movie. I kind of like the movie rolling Aragorn's coronation right into this rewarding of the hobbits. This scene does, in the book, it feels very much like a saga. This is how things play out in sagas. They have these feasts where you sit at the feast is a big honor, and the fact that Frodo is even sitting at the table with the king is like a huge honor. Somebody gets snubbed, like there's only so many seats. So he's spending political capital on this. If we ever read Beowulf, we'll talk about it. Because they have a big mead hall scene where like seating matters and stuff. But Yeah, it just feels very understated in the book. I think they get a little bit more shine in the movie. And it's another like 50-50. There's stuff I like about this. I like how Merry and Pippin get to be knights for a minute. I think the hobbits coming back together is a little bit more satisfying in the book, but I think Aragorn.
What, you don't think he should have written a pillow fight?
It's really it stretches the limits of what I it stretches the limits of what I can accept without laughing. I like to think I'm a fairly mature man. But there does come a point where I'm like, when you guys were all sitting in the editing room and you were making these choices, did not one person turn around and be like, it's a little much? Like, it's a little much. I would think it was cheesy if this was like a movie for small girls. I don't know. It's just a little, it's sappy. I don't like it. Obviously, I don't like it. But what does genuinely get me is Aragorn bowing to the hobbits. I like that. It's in the book. I think that's done better in the movie. But other than that, there's not a lot to talk about with this one because this particular scene doesn't happen in the movie. The movie handles Aragorn's kingship arc very differently. The book is making more of a realistic political thing out of Aragorn's kingship. Like the arc isn't that Aragorn hesitates to be king. The arc is Aragorn wants to be accepted as king. And so he's trying to do things in the way that'll have the right impact. He's trying to show up at the city in a very calculated way to appear as a like semi-divine king, you know? He's going to show up. He's going to walk through the gates at sunrise. He's going to have his banner unfurled just so. He wants to make sure that he has Faramir's buy-in. He wants to make sure, you know, he's obviously got Imrahil on his side, but he has more political concerns, and that's more true to a saga. He knows he needs people to rule, and none of these characters make it into the movie. I do kind of get that because the movie's already pretty long. Adding in the whole,
and this is
politics.
26 minutes of conclusion, and it still had to cut the Scouring of the Shire.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
I don't think that was a bad call. It's interesting in the book, but at the same time, I will say this is one of the things where, like, the first time I read the book, when you're just reading for plot, I didn't care about this. I didn't care about the politics. I didn't care about Aragorn doing things right and being king. Yeah, but now that I'm an old man and I'm reading this for like the third or fourth time, I'm more into it. But yeah, so next time we will continue the Aragorn kingship arc with the steward and the king.
When you say it like that, it feels like a manga or something.
It could be.
The road goes ever on and on, down from the door which began. Now far ahead the road is gone, and I must follow it, if I can, pursuing it with eager feet until it joins some larger way, where many paths and errands meet. And whither then, I cannot say.